is, and when they were wondering who this man is. Yeah, when John is writing about Jesus, he just starts like evil at our pay warning, because they already know there was a word, and then he shocks them, like in verse 14, and the word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory. And yeah, maybe going to John chapter 5, verse 17. John 5, verse 17. This is Jesus talking to the Pharisees, and he said, "But Jesus answered them, my Father has been working until now, and I have been working." We find a characteristic of God and also a characteristic of the Son, which is when the Father is working, the Son has been working. And also something to realize, that a characteristic of Christ that we see that can only be credited to God is existence from the beginning. And this verse 1 affirms that. Another thing we find in the first verse, and the Word was with God. And also another thing, and the Word was God. So there are two things here. To a human mind, they might look like they're contradicting each other, because yeah, if you say something is with, then it is not it. But we find the Bible affirming that the Word was with God. At the same time, the Word was God. And we find this thing has brought a lot of maybe controversies in the church, because they're like, there's no way something can be with something at the same time. It is that thing. But yeah, it's the mystery of the triune God. And also these two phrases, they point to, one, the distinctness of the persons. Like we have the Word and we have God the Father. And we see that these two are distinct persons, but at the same time, they are one, which is God, which the first verse has clearly stated that the Word was with God and the Word was God. Verse 2 continues to emphasize that he was in the beginning with God. Like as it has said, like the existence of Christ was from eternal. Christ did not spring from a certain point of time, because he was in the beginning of all things found him. And when we go to verse 3, we're seeing that all things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. When the writer is writing this phrase that all things were made through him, like it's just enough, hakuna haja ya kuendeleza, and without him nothing was made that was made. But this emphasis is put in that, one, you see, all things were made through him. So you acknowledge that every part of creation, like from the angels, Lucifer, to us human beings, all the planets and everything that were made through him. The emphasis that nothing, like without him, nothing was made that was made. So for people that maybe water or Christ was made, the Bible affirms that without him, nothing was made that was made. So if Christ was made, then there is nothing that is made. And clearly, I can see you and you can see me. So basically, yeah, with Christ we were made. And yeah, it affirms the many verses that we have. We can see that even in the book of Hebrews. We'll go to the book of Hebrews chapter. Okay, I'll just read Hebrews. Hebrews 1 talks about Jesus. Hebrews 1 talks about Jesus as being the Word. When we talk of a word is